There was nothing special about this Tuesday. We sat in the kitchen, at the table, me, my husband, my mom, my dad. It was late because Dad never usually joined for dinner. Restaurant business signature trade off. Desperate dinner, cheap pizza floating around in boxes, messy and half eaten. Simple chatter. Brian, how was school? We were young, still in college, still working on our future, still living with my parents. You know, midterms are here. It's getting wild. But at least we have a nice break coming up with Thanksgiving. These calculus classes are killing me. Mom's turn. This time, story about how she ran around all morning with her dress halfway up her bottom until someone at work finally got her attention. Girl, your butt's hanging out. Fun times. Classic mom. Oh yeah, I talked to your sister yesterday. They're all settled in her new house and want to host Thanksgiving this year. We looked to the chef. A beat. Nothing but silence. The tempo changes. Yeah, Dad, might be a good idea. She's got more space. You could set up your equipment all fancy like. He nods his head, but his face tightens. You see, hun? It'll be fine, Mom adds. Yeah, her house is beautiful. The screech of the chair cuts me off. The table lurches forward. Dad fires something off in Spanish before hitting us with a thundering, "Don't tell me how to do Thanksgiving." Fourth course, a slice of pizza pitched to the opposing white wall. In a flash, he's gone. The door, of course, slammed behind him. The three of us stare at each other, confused, as a smear of pepperoni slides slowly to the floor. Tuesday night, pizza fight. Hi, I'm Johanna Walsh. For the tired, truthful, and trying, this is Called Anyway. Colossians 3:8. But now you must also rid yourselves of all such things as these: anger, rage, malice, slander, and filthy language from your lips. If family traits are inherited, then I'm genetically built for popping off. My middle sister loves reminding me that as a child, I once chased after her with a knife because she refused, per my parents' request, to let me out of the house to play. In my defense, it was the 90s, and that's all we did in the summer. Play. Unsupervised. At family gatherings, my sisters both delight in reliving how my tantrums would, quote, ruin family outings. Johanna didn't get her way, Dad would get pissed, and we would all end up home. Fun day bowling cut short because Johanna fell, Home Alone style, on the waxy bowling floor and couldn't recover. Dad took us home, embarrassed. Fun day picking strawberries. Had to bail out because Johanna fell in a muddy irrigation ditch and cried because she smelled like sewage. I got a new change of clothes out of that one. Saying this out loud now, I can see that my dad and I have always mirrored each other. The grizzly bear, proud, protective, territorial, volcanic, never wrong, but also warm, understanding, supportive. He can be scary, loud, screaming, but in the same breath, drop everything if you need him. Reliable, loyal, Puerto Rican mob boss. And me, the cub whose claws got sharper. The family's pop-off queen. At work and with friends, I'm guarded, patient, slow to respond in anger. At home, it's a different story. And my husband gets the brunt of it. Those first few years were rough. Learning to be less explosive because I'll be home around midnight. Sometimes turned into unanswered texts, me lying awake and fuming hours later, only to find out that he, quote, just lost track of time with his brother. Maybe that sounds familiar. Or, please don't get drunk, resulted in me later yelling expletives while he white-knuckled the toilet. To be fair, we were young, 19, unmarried, and deeply immature. Our fights used to last so long, we would fall asleep in the middle of them. In fact, we got into a huge fight just before our wedding. He confessed to a lie he had been holding on to for years, and I lost it. And he was scared of me, for me. Because Brian is quiet, but I can get loud. After 16 years of marriage, we still fight. I still have to work on my tone. If you're married, you know that's my husband, putting it very delicately. But we have learned to fight better, with less fire and more steam. After all this time, my popping off is rooted in one thing: control. Or really, lack of control. Not being able to control when Brian would come home. Not being able to control what he did or what he said. Not trusting God with the details. And if I trace it back, I can see it. The fire spreading. And honestly, I'm sure mom and dad had it worse. Old school Puerto Rican machismo, a thwack of the sandal on your crown if you got too comfortable as a kid. I got a few of those too. Pregnant at 18, traveling far from home, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to be better for their own children, but not knowing how. The smoke of the past slowly choking the future. Just when I thought I was done popping off, God put it on our hearts to provide a permanent home to my aging parents. And I lost control. All over again. If I knew then what I know now, would I have chosen differently? Would I still have invited them into our lives? The dutiful daughter in me wants to say yes. But the called anyway, honest me doesn't really know. Like all transitions, this one was hard. We had all lived together before, but the stakes were different, higher. We had lived in their dilapidated duplex rental. They moved into our 1989 formal model home at the peak of the 100% cash, all contingencies waived real estate craziness. We had been too young to care. They were too old not to. And of course, there was our 2-year-old daughter. She changed everything. We didn't know what boundaries to set initially. Then we didn't know what to do when those boundaries were ignored. When, Mom, please don't buy her any more toys. You live with us. We don't want her to think that every day is her birthday, became a tear-filled, but she's my only granddaughter. And disappointment all around when Bug had to give back the new Cabbage Patch doll Grandma came home with, after I explicitly asked her not to. Then the loopholes. It's a small dollar store thing. I can't even get her anything from the dollar store. No, Mom, it's a toy. Buy her books, buy her shoes, buy her clothes. No toys. When one boundary settled, another was negotiated. The agreement. If you're going to watch anything with Buggy downstairs, please just ask. Reality. Me going downstairs to check on Bug, resulting in my yelling, "No, she can't watch the original Snow White, guys." Aggressive whispering at my full-grown adult parents. They talk about cutting her heart out in the first 10 minutes. A detail they, of course, forgot. Things I didn't know I was going to have to get used to. Like all the lights they leave on when they don't pay the bills. Or my husband and I spending 40 minutes cleaning the kitchen after Chef battled the cilantro and dusted all our handles unknowingly with flour. Or cleaning on top, underneath, and around the toilet again and again because Dad has prostate issues we all dance around. Or Mom forgetting to close the garage door, even when you remind her 10 times. Ryan negotiating the space between breadwinner and son-in-law, venting frustrations to me, measuredly, quietly. Those frustrations landing as directives to repair. Minced garlic, salt, oregano? Your dad made a list of items we need from the store. Why doesn't he just buy them for us when they do groceries? I got home early from work today, and your dad was blasting salsa music and cooking at 2 p.m. I couldn't get a quiet minute. I saw your mom give the Bug fruit just before dinner. Again. Our electricity usage spiked. We're not home half the time. All at once, my house becomes the intersection of old and new parenting styles, inverted family dynamics, financial anxiety, and overstepped boundaries, blurring the line between forgetfulness and disrespect. And I pop off, and I pop off, and I pop off. And I can see myself through my daughter's eyes. And I feel the heat advancing. And it stops me cold.